Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. Okay, shut the fuck up. Let's read this article.
You brought it up! This is your segue!
Shut it! Shut it! Pledge of Allegiance was plagiarized. Francis Bellamy. Okay, I guess I should do the intro to this article again since we're so far off base now. So, the Pledge of Allegiance, or something like that, was originally attributed to Francis Bellamy. He claims to have written it back in the 18-whatevers, about 100 years before they added under God. But apparently, like, you go through the history of it, it's actually kind of fascinating. This Francis Bellamy guy was higher up at, I don't know if he was the editor or the owner, but he worked at a newspaper. And that newspaper ran a... no, don't want to put my email in. It ran a contest for kids to, like, write a poem about patriotism or something. And it's kind of crazy because the kid that wrote the poem that became the Pledge of Allegiance, or that most likely wrote the poem, where's his name? Let's search. I think it was...
It says here that
it's the same last name.
Historian Barry Popkick discovered this.
Is that a red flag?
No, I'm just
saying
the name of the person who made the discovery for those who might be interested.
Okay, the tone of voice there sounded almost like, oh, this guy, he's always off the rails. And I was getting ready to be like, okay, we can just shut this down now and talk more about video games or whatever. So Francis Bellamy is the guy who is attributed with the pledge, but the kid who wrote the poem that might have been what he stole as the pledge was named Frank Bellamy. So it's almost the same name. But
also, Barry Popkick is he's an etymologist who is a consulting editor for the Oxford Encyclopedia of Food and Drink. So he's actually, like, not that bad.
Yeah. So the way he found this out was that there was an article that he stumbled across that was published in a newspaper a few years before Bellamy said that he wrote the pledge, and it had a record of kids in school reciting the words, "I pledge allegiance to my flag and to the republic for which it stands, one nation inseparable with liberty and justice for all." Which sounds...
That's like a couple steps left of the actual pledge.
Yeah, that's like 3 words changed.
Yeah.
Like, did Bellamy originally write my flag or the flag? Because they didn't highlight that one as one of the changes. But
let me see here. Original Pledge of Cults of America.
Well... See, I'm a good Canadian, so I can actually recite the pledge from memory. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Boy, howdy, I sincerely hope that nobody catches wind of the fact that Francis Bellamy was an out-and-out socialist. That's funny.
Was he? I got the impression from this article that he was kind of right-wing.
So you have
like,
to remember
there's that whole thing, like they I know this doesn't really mean anything, but they did the Hitler salute before Hitler.
So you have to remember that this dude was writing in the late 1800s, early 1900s, before the Red Scare.
Yeah.
So it was a lot more normalized for people to be socialists or communists in the United States around that time. Pre-Red Scare era and post-Red Scare era has a lot of changes, including whether or not, Democrats and Republicans are right-wing or left-wing. There's a lot of awkwardness there.
Yeah, the Republicans like to claim Lincoln as one of their own because he was a Republican.
Yeah, he was totally a Republican, only because they were trying to build a party that could beat the Democrats because the Whigs had tried and failed. And then, we never talk about the Southern strategy. That's an awkward conversation.
American history from that time just sounds so British.
Yeah. Boy, howdy, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it?
We had to beat the Whigs. Damn it.
Yep. But it does look... See, the Pledge of Allegiance, The original form reads, I pledge allegiance to my flag and
Okay.
the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In 1923, the flag of the United States of America were added. So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. In 1954, in response to the communist threat of the times, Eisenhower encouraged the words under God. And then that's how we morph into here. But yes, it did begin, his version did begin with my flag.
Yeah. Okay, so that one wasn't changed. So he changed 2 words out of the whole thing.
Yeah, which is about what you would expect from like the difference in writing between an adult and a child.
Yeah.
Just, we polish this up just a tiny smidge.
Yeah, I've definitely done that for my kids. But I just think it's hilarious that they've got the same name, basically. But yeah, so this is so I'm getting this from Only Sky, which is that's the organization that Hemant Mehta blogs for now that he's left Pathos.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a Hemant article, and I like how he doesn't pull his punches a lot. There's Francis Bellamy was a xenophobic bigot who wrote the pledge to make sure immigrants pledged their loyalty to the U.S. flag instead of the one representing where they came from. While he had no problem with European immigrants, he lamented the newer wave of immigrants coming into the country at the time.
You know, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah.
Honestly.